Alright, so in this video we got DC Universe Superman versus Robin King. This is a Heroic 5 Robin King. I'm working my way up to Heroic 7. But the mechanics of combat don't really change too much. I am sorry again for the lack of videos the last couple of days. I am recording this Saturday, the, what's today? The 15th at 7 p.m. So the Batman Who Laughs video should have just gone up like an hour after this. This video is probably going to go up 12 o'clock Sunday, so tomorrow. But yeah, Robin King is not that hard of a boss. The only thing that's kind of annoying about him is the moving hazard. In previous times, you would have gotten past the hazard by using Batwoman the Drown with Godkiller, because the hazard's damage is tied to Robin King's attack, and because Godkiller reduces attack by stealing it, basically the hazard would eventually just do no damage to you. But now DC Universe Superman's in the game, so everybody kind of wants to see DC Universe Superman versus whoever new is coming up. So, or whatever boss is like the final boss of the solo raid, because you know that's just what happens when a new character gets released. I mean, this is a pretty self-explanatory fight. It's very much standard Superman gameplay. Like, the unhittable lets you bypass the hazard, so you don't even have to worry about it, and Superman can heal himself. So even if the hazard does do a little bit of damage to you, you can pretty quickly just get it all back, because Robin King doesn't disable healing. And yeah, I'm trying not to use the percentage health damage bug because I'm trying to get used to it being replaced, because I have a feeling they're going to fix it during the next update. Logic just dictates that's how things are going to work. They removed the Scorpion bug, so it's very likely that we're going to remove the Superman bug, which is pretty, like, it's expected, and DC Universe Superman is so strong it doesn't even matter. But for newer players, it's definitely going to be a pretty heavy blow, because DC Universe Superman being able to do infinite percentage health damage is just so nice. Like, it's so strong, it can literally basically make you one-shot a 2 billion health boss with like a 3-4 star Superman with no artifact and no passive stats. Like, that's how strong that bug is, because it's of max health and it can happen infinitely. But yeah, DC Universe Superman is definitely one of the characters you should get. I would say the 3 most important legendaries in terms of making them your damage dealer: DC Universe Superman, Beast Boy, and Scorpion. If you've seen my free-to-play video, which is actually my most watched video now, which is insane, because it's like, it broke 3,000 views. It's like 370 hours of watch time, which is amazing, and I just want to thank you guys for all that. We actually get the Robin King drop, which is a little bittersweet, because on one hand, you can't really complain about getting a legendary, but also, he doesn't really need it, because you can get him at 3 stars, have no gears on him, and just slap him on the Batwoman the Drown team with Puppet. He doesn't get much from extra star rating. It's not like DC Universe Superman, who just gets insanely strong with more star rating, or Constantine that really needs star rating, or Manta, or what's the other one? Blue Beetle, who needs to be like star ascended to be useful, class ascended, excuse me. Look, I get a little bit more victim. I think I get a little bit more crit damage. I can stack it a little bit quicker, and I have a chance to be unblockable, which does not matter, because Godkiller Infinite combo exists. It might be useful when I'm using Crown, but other than that, like, it's a nice drop. I'm glad I could level up my legendary characters. I eventually want to get every gold character maxed out and every silver character maxed out, but when it comes to the legendaries, I'm good just trying to get all of them to 7 stars. Most of them don't need the class ascension, and really the class ascension for legendary characters is just, lol, give us more money. Alright, Joker's, he's very annoying. He's not particularly hard, but it's like, he's crit immune, and then he's got the barrier. So you can bypass the barrier pretty easily with, what's it called? Oh, Twin Blade. I'm a genius. And you can slap a level 1 Dark Metal cards on, and you can get bypass the crit immunity for somewhat, because crit resistance is like a level 1 Dark Metal cards it's not guaranteed crits against a crit resistant boss. It works out some way because of how immunity versus resistance is calculated and how bypass. It's a whole thing. Point being, Joker is just kind of annoying. He's not super hard. I think, like, DC Universe Superman bypasses Joker pretty easily because DC Universe Superman has bypassing crits built in. He can guarantee crits whenever you proc the special 3, and you're going to be running Twin Blade on him anyway, so you can bypass the shield very easily. Because the problem with using Raven, Raiden, Raven King, and having Twin Blade on Raven or King, King or Raiden, and then having Dark Metal cards on Raven, is you've got to tag in and out a lot, and one of them has to have Dark Metal cards, and the other one has to have Twin Blade, and you want to, like, throw down the hazards. You want to throw down the hazards every tag in, but the way that the way that the Dark Metal cards hazard resets, it's not of, like, time, but it's of, like, the time of the fight, if that makes sense. Essentially, it's like, I think a level 1 Dark Metal cards is 24, seconds of a Dark Metal hazard, but it's not like, alright, we just tagged in, now I don't have to tag in for another 24 seconds. It's whenever the time counter on the, like, fight hits a certain, like, threshold, that's when it starts to go down. Like, it's weird. I don't really know. But yeah, I mean, previously, Raiden is probably your best bet. Raiden just needs less setup than King too, so tagging him out in and out is a lot more convenient. Why didn't I use Raiden plus Raven? I had Raiden available, but when it comes to Raiden, you want to use, like, classic Wonder Woman or Silver Bane. I had Silver Bane available. I just didn't know how useful he would be. I didn't have faith that Silver Bane was going to be enough to help me one shot, so I didn't use him. Classic Wonder Woman I used for something else, and Justice League Flash would have been kind of useless.
Poison Ivy.
Because fast attack hits and Twin Blade don't synergize, because Twin Blade is very inconsistent as an artifact. So, this was, like, my cleanup fight. It was the last fight I played. Again, I put my fights in the order I think is most interesting, not how I actually play them, because I just think that makes for a better video. It's like, I make you click on the video because, you know, it's Superman versus Robin King. Like, Robin King's the final boss in the video, or the final boss in the solo raid. Like, everybody knows I'm gonna get to Robin King if I actually have that in the title. Why would I make them wait? And this is not, like, supposed to be this isn't directed at Sigvald or anyone who, like, doesn't put the title fight in the first fight of the video. I get why they don't, because, like, they do live commentary. I'm not too familiar with Death Void, I think he does live commentary. I know Sigvald does. I don't, simply for the fact that I play on iPad and I'm a college student and I literally have to hold my mic. So I'm just not gonna be able to hold my mic in one hand while playing with the other. That's just not how. That's just not something I can physically do. And the other reason is, like, when I started making my videos, I initially did do, like, live voiceover, but the problem was I was trying to focus on the fight while giving commentary, and I just couldn't explain it well. So I eventually just realized that doing voiceover after the fights works better because I get to do, like, commentary and go, hey, this is what went wrong, this is a mistake I made, I could have done this in hindsight, which I think just gives, which is just more, like, useful information for players, I think. But yeah, I think having Twin Blade on your team, like, destroys barriers. It doesn't even have to be the person using it. I'm not 100% sure about that. Someone can correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. But I was definitely destroying some barriers with the Twin Blade thing. But I don't know if that was just because I was doing a lot of damage with Harley's fast attack hits, or if that was actually Twin Blade. But yeah, historically, Raiden Raven is probably your best bet against Last Laugh the Joker. Batwoman the Drown's going to struggle, actually. God Killer Batwoman the Drown is going to struggle. For two major reasons. Number one, Tier 1 boss, she just doesn't steal enough attack. And the second reason being, whenever the Joker has the shield up, you can't generate Crisis energy. Like, even though you're hitting the Joker, because it's technically not damaging him, and his shield is absorbing it, it prevents you from generating Crisis energy. Now, Crown Batwoman the Drown might work. I haven't tested that, because I've always just played God Killer Batwoman the Drown. Crown Batwoman the Drown, Crown is a better damage buff than God Killer is. God Killer is more convenient, but with lower tier bosses, Crown is better just because that you're not going to be stealing a lot of attacks, so just having a flat damage buff is just going to go a long way. But yeah, no, like, not having Twin Blade is going to be kind of a struggle against, what's his name? Last Laugh the Joker. So, yeah, Starfire here. Starfire is annoying. I think everybody in the game hates her AI. So I went, alright, Scorpion, Killer Frost. I haven't played them yet. I don't really like playing Scorpion, Killer Frost, just because Scorpion's a one-shot, and Killer Frost can help a lot of characters that wouldn't be able to one-shot perform well, because infinite freeze plus power reduction plus damage buff is insanely useful. But, yeah, I just really hate Starfire. She's just very annoying. So, we burnt her to a crisp. Yeah, Scorpion is insanely strong. Scorpion with Gemstone is ridiculous. And Killer Frost, reducing power cost, letting me infinite freeze the opponent. Like, I always did the special 2, excuse me, with Scorpion, because stun lock doesn't even matter. I can permanently freeze the opponent. I can throw out as many special ones as I want. And classic Wonder Woman was just overkill. So we've got the Flawed Justice team. We've got Peacemaker, my boy John Cena. We've got Dwayne The Rock Johnson, the final boss. And we got Hawkman, who does not belong on this team. It's weird, because Hawkman technically does belong on this team, and he also doesn't. Also, I'm pretty sure his wings just... Yeah, his wings were there for a second, disappeared. Wings were there for a second, disappeared. I think it's to not clutter the screen too much. That, or I'm also pretty sure it's because I don't have the gears maxed out, but I'm like, it's just kind of funny that I get to see the wings for a second, and then now they're all good, and they're gone. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. Hawkman kind of belongs in this team, and he also kind of doesn't. It's weird, because technically, Hawkman, Black Adam were in the Black Adam movie, but a better choice would have been Dr. Fate. He makes more sense. He had a bigger role in the movie. Peacemaker makes 0 sense, because Peacemaker was part of the Suicide Squad for a bit in the 2021 movie. Then he got his own show. So realistically speaking, shouldn't Peacemaker have synergy with, like, Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn? Like, John Cena and The Rock are literally wrestlers turned actors. That's the only reason this team exists. Because other than that, Peacemaker and John Cena have Peacemaker and Black Adam have never shared the screen together. And moreover, Peacemaker isn't really even in the DCEU anymore, because technically he's in the DCU now, because they retcon things. Because, well, they had to reset the universe, because the Snyderverse is a complete mess. And look, if anyone in my comment section enjoys the Snyderverse, you're allowed to like what you like, but the objective fact of the matter is, for 10 years, those movies, with like 1 to 3 exceptions, did not make money and were critically panned. Restoring the Snyderverse is how you kill the DC, like, DC movies as a whole. Because if the DCU does not work, they are not going back to the Snyderverse. We're just not going to see any more DC films that aren't named Batman. Like, that's just how things are. And also, like, if you look at the rest of Snyder's work, Rebel Moon Part 1 and 2 have been, like, they're abysmal. Like, ratings-wise and box office-wise. Like, again, you're allowed to like the Snyderverse. I don't. I just don't find any of the films very interesting. I'm not even that big of a fan of the castings, generally speaking. But the objective fact of the matter is, for 10 years, the DCEU is what made people think, damn, DC sucks. Marvel's so much better. It is responsible for that perception, because most people get their perceptions from movies, followed by TV. And only the nerds read the comics. But, yeah, I don't know, man. I really hope the DCU is it's looking promising. I liked Superman 2025. I don't think it's a perfect movie. I don't think it was the greatest thing ever written. But I think it was enjoyable. I enjoyed all of the performances. I really like the chemistry that Rachel and David have. And I think David looks the part and he acts the part. Like, that's wonderful. I do think the humor was a little bit too Marvel-y, though. Again, I'm kind of on the fence about the Supergirl movie. Like, most people know that she's my favorite character. I have mentioned that a lot. But she is a very bold pick for the second movie. Like, love her to death. She's my favorite character. I think that she's got such a rich backstory. Also, 100 mil. Yeah, I was just spamming the special 1 so that I can stack as much damage against target as possible, because it's got a faster animation than the special 2 and the 3. Also, reverse flash is just annoying, so we get rid of him. And yeah, Batwoman with Crown, because again, low tier boss, not much attack to be stolen. Wonder Woman's a little bit hard to combo interrupt. And so where was I? Oh, yeah, Kara's my favorite character, and I mention it to death, but she's inherently a hard sell. It's like, yeah, we got Superman's, like, less famous female cousin that everybody thinks is just him in a skirt when she isn't, but the show kind of contributed to that perception. I like elements of the show. I love Melissa. I think she's a really good actress. I think she's easily the best part of the show. You watch any interview with her, she cared about the character. But oh my goodness, the CW romance is so bad. There's so much of it. Why is there so much? It's a CW. Yeah, no, it's a CW show, that's why. But, yeah, like, she's not really, like, the first character you think of when you make up a cinematic universe. It's like, if you're starting the movie with Superman, you would expect, you know, maybe a Wonder Woman film afterwards, maybe a Batman film afterwards, but Kara's a bold pick. And according to James Gunn, I think I saw this, like, a while back, but it was like, she was never supposed to have the second movie in the cinematic universe, but the script was that good that they was like, she's got to be the second film. And I'm very excited, but this is your make or break moment. This is your sophomore slump or the comeback of the year. This is the moment you have to prove that you're not a one-hit wonder. Because when it comes to cinematic universes, a good second outing is vital. Because the Snyderverse, the DCEU's second outing was Batman v Superman. And that basically killed all the goodwill. And, I mean, other than the MCU, I can think of the Monsterverse, the Godzilla universe that had Kong Skull Island as its second outing, and that was pretty well received, and that franchise is still going pretty well. Anyway, here are the rewards. Thanks so much for watching. See ya!